Good evening, everyone. Happy Tuesday. How's everyone doing tonight? It's almost time for Drag Queen Story Time After Dark. Got some very exciting stories to read to all of you. Feel free to share my video. Let's get some people in here. Also, we got a couple minutes, so go ahead and get yourself a cocktail or a glass of wine or a shot or all of the above. It's Tuesday, day 5,974 of quarantine. The days just blur all together. Bobby says Beaver. We'll see. Maybe if you're a good boy. You have your cocktail? Very good. I'll expect nothing less. I haven't had a cocktail all day, kids. Can you believe it? It's crazy. I actually had a really productive day today. I went to the grocery store. That was exciting. They still didn't have any toilet paper. That was not exciting. But it is what it is. Jeff Kern didn't do anything exciting. I mean, really, what do you do? I am gonna drink tonight though. I figure I don't even waste time with a glass anymore, because if I just drink it from the bottle, it's one cocktail. Hey, Calvin. Almost time for Drag Queen Story Time. We've got less than a minute before I get into the first book, so share my video. You love my party hat. Thanks, Amanda. I saw that you purchased a t-shirt today, too. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I love you. You know, I decided to get dressed up all fancy. I put a new set for story time because I've got nothing but fucking time on my hands. So I put on a matching hat and blouse. I made this blouse myself. Hey, Kevin. Oh, thank you so much, Amanda. Thank you. I'm going to just leave the lid off the wine. I was screwing it back on like I was going to be responsible, but we've already discussed that that's not going to happen. All right, kids, as promised, it's time for Drag Queen Story Time After Dark. These, is it Culligan? Sure. Kim Andrews, hey. Hey, JoJo. I've got one story for sure I'm going to read because my friend Franklin last week tipped me to read it, and I didn't see it until afterwards. So I'm going to start with that. It's a classic, ladies and gentlemen. It's a good old story about a furry little feline. It's called Would You Like to Play with My Pussy? And then I'm going to give you all the choice to read, to pick the other titles that I read. So I might end up reading all four. We'll see what happens. But let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to read Would You Like to Play with My Pussy by Gary Galvin. There's still a little bit of time for you to get your cocktails. Brianna, yes, I didn't sell, there was a fly. God damn it. I didn't do any fans, but I've still got shirts available for sale until the end of the month. So the link is scrolling along the bottom. I think I'm up to I've sold 35 so far, I think. My minimum was 31. So everyone that ordered one's going to get one. But let's get into our story time. It's Would You Like to Play with My Pussy? My name is Lucy. Do you want to play with my pussy? She isn't very fussy. She purrs when you touch her in the right spot. Rub her here and she'll blow her top. I've been known to blow a top or two as well. My pussy likes to play with the big black cock. She can keep up with the biggest of jogs. That is a big black cock. She'll shake, purr, and love you forever. Just give her attention and forget her never. Her purrs sound smooth as silk. She'll especially go wild if you give her some milk. What good is having a pussy if you don't fill it up with milk on a regular basis? You can play with my pussy in the great outdoors. When you're tired, you can go inside and play with her on the floor. But she's a jealous pussy and she'll surely hiss if you play with other pussies. She knows something's amiss. Greedy little pussy. Sometimes my pussy sheds. It goes everywhere. If only my pussy didn't have so much hair. That's why I must brush my pussy day and night. Keep her nice and clean until I find the man that is right. Got to make sure that your pussy stays clean. She loves to play and does as she please. She especially loves it when you tease. Do any of you have a pussy that likes to be teased? Take that long teaser and give it a shake. Her day you will surely make. She knows the pussy is the head of the house. She rules over every dog, bird, and mouse. I spend hours keeping my pussy clean, as that's my wish. I don't want my pussy to smell like fish. My pussy is always hungry, always eating from her bowl. Keeping her full is a huge toll. That is one hungry pussy. She's not picky. Everything you put near her mouth she'll eat, but she especially loves to fill her mouth with meat. My pussy is very open, but sometimes she needs a door that's locked, especially if she needs to use her litter box. My pussy will soon be your fave. I have a fluffy pussy and even one that's shaved. A bald pussy? That's crazy. My pussy will keep playing and won't stop. She's truly someone that you should adopt. If you don't want to play with my pussy, I have something else to make you last. Come to the barn and play with my ass. How many of you have ever had your ass played with in a barn? Sounds like something crazy, but I bet you it happens more often than you think. Boys and girls, that was Do You Want to Play with My Pussy? If you like that story about that crazy little kitty cat, let me see some hearts. Hi, Franklin. That was the story that you tipped for last week, but we ran out of time, so I read it for you this week. Hi, Tim Stevenson. Hi, Jackson. Hi, George Wallace. George Wallace, I meant to mention you today, to message you today, but I got busy doing nothing. I know that you said that you might have a couple more books for me to read. Right now, we're in recycling mode, but that's okay, because you know, when you curl up with a good book and a glass of wine, it doesn't matter if you've heard the story over and over and over. Classic stories are always entertaining, especially when they're about big pussies. All right, so now we have a choice, ladies and gentlemen. I can read you Show Me Your Cock, which is about a crazy little chicken, or I can read The Wonky Donkey. So, if you want me to read Show Me Your Cock, type cock. And if you want me to read The Wonky Donkey, type donkey. Tim Stevenson wants to hear about the cock. Kevin says, show me the cock. Cock. Steven wants to see cock. Franklin wants to see cock. Bobby wants to see cock. Look at all these crazy little boys that want to look at cock. All right. We have one vote for donkey. Apparently, all the little boys that are watching right now, because not many of the girls have chimed in, but all the little boys are more concerned with having me. They want to show me your cock instead of the story about the donkey. But before we get into the next book, remember, a book is always good with your favorite delicious cocktail. Cheers. Delicious. If you're enjoying story time, ladies and gentlemen, you can feel free to put some money on my Cash App or my Venmo. It's ticking down below. Also, you can go to thecenterorlando.org and you can make a donation to the Orlando LGBTQ plus center. They're currently not open because I don't know if you've heard, we're in fucking quarantine, but they are still providing services to the community and our allies. So if you make a donation of $10 or more to the center, you just take a screenshot and then you send me a message right here on Facebook or on YouTube. I'm streaming to both right now. And you just take a screenshot and send me that in a message, and I'll put your name into a raffle for a prize. Very exciting. Kevin, if I put the alcohol into a cup, then I have multiple cocktails. So I've found that if I just don't even waste time with the cup, I'm only having one drink because it's one bottle. It says refrigerate after opening, but whoever has leftover wine? Not me. Hi, Nick Voss. Before we get into Show Me Your Cock, I also want to let you know that starting tomorrow night right here on Facebook Live, I'm going to be doing the Quarantine Cocktail Happy Hour from 8 to 9. I think it's 8 to 9. It's so new, I don't even know the time. It's either 8 to 9 or 9 to 10, but that's going to be on my Facebook along with Jason James from the Parliament House. Hi, Axel. Oh, thank you. Says I look like cutie patootie. But we're going to be doing, we're going to talk. We're going to play a couple games. We're going to play like cocktail roulette, basically. So you can chime in with the liquor that you have at home. You might have run out of your favorite mixer, but if you tell us what's in your cabinets, what's in your fridge, we will customize cocktails just for you. So like my friend Chrissy today said that he had vodka, maple syrup, milk, and mustard. I told him that vodka, milk, and maple syrup shaken with ice would probably be pretty delicious. So I call that cocktail Cut the Mustard, because we're not going to use the mustard. You get it? So it's going to be fun. Join us for that. Thursday, I've got the quarantine quiz show from 7 to 9. Tell Zach and his boyfriend Michael I said hello to Nick. All right, but right now, we're going to read Show Me Your Cock. Okay. The weather was perfect one day after school. I thought I'd swim in the neighborhood pool. I put on my trunks and started to walk. That's when my neighbor showed me his cock. The time had come. It was my birthday. My best friend came over, but what shall we play? We went to my room and turned back the lock. And that's when my friend showed me his cock. One night after school, I couldn't sleep. I tried to read. I tried counting sheep. I snuck in my parents' room. Oh, what a shock. My daddy was showing my mommy his cock. Third grade is fun, my teacher would say. Barely any work and mostly play. When recess came, he wanted to talk. He pulled me aside and showed me his cock. I had a teacher show me his cock before. It was big. My first confession was especially fun. The priest pulled me in and called me his son. He read, like a shepherd, he will tend to his flock. And that's when the priest pulled out his cock. My grandpa Charlie was losing his mind. I think it all started when he went blind. He walked to my house in a hat and one sock. That's when he showed my family his cock. My skin has wrinkled. My hair has turned gray. I'm lucky to witness this brand new day. I watch the sunrise while I put on my socks, and as I eat breakfast, I think about cocks. How many of you boys and girls think about cocks at breakfast? Now, Grandpa, my parents, my teacher, my priest, my neighbor, and best friend are all deceased. When death comes home and I hear him knock, I'll welcome him in and show him my cock. The end. The character in this story sure did get to see a lot of cock. His neighbor's cock, his best friend's cock, the priest's cock, this teacher's cock, his grandpa's cock. If you had to think about it, how many cocks would you say that you've seen in your lifetime? I know sometimes there's a place between Orlando and Tampa called the Sawmill. It's a campground, and there's lots of wild animals everywhere. I've seen a lot of cock at Sawmill. We've got time for a couple more stories. But now's a good time for us to take a little break. So if you need to go to the bathroom, or if you need to get some more wine, or if you need to get a beer, or if you need to make another cocktail, now's the time for you to do it. Mike Murray says he doesn't want to have to count how many cocks he's seen. You've traveled a lot, so I'm sure that on the road you get to go to lots of places and you get to see lots of cocks. I've been locked in my house and haven't gone anywhere, so I haven't had the chance to see a cock lately. But trust and believe, once we're able to leave the house and it's safe to do so, I'm going on the hunt. I'm going to try and see as many cocks as possible. Like, I almost don't even remember what a cock looks like. All right, we're going to read. You all have been good so far. Been very well behaved, very polite. You've shared the video. You all are doing good. I'm going to read The Wonky Donkey next, and then I'm going to end with one of my favorite stories called The Taking Tree. Franklin, I actually, I do have some photos of cocks. Nothing really impressive. I find that the beauty of a cock doesn't really translate in photo. They're much more impressive in real life. All cocks kind of look the same in a photo. You've seen one, you've seen them all. But in real life, cocks in all different sizes and shapes. There's black cocks. There's cocks that have extra feathers around their neck, so it looks like they're wearing a little turtleneck. There's bald cocks that have lost their feathers. You know, sometimes they also call cocks peckers because they have that beak and they peck for food in the ground. At this point, I'll look at a cock or a pecker. I don't care. I'll look at both. One of each, two of each. How many cocks do you think you can fit in your hand? I would imagine if they're small cocks, you could fit a lot of them. I would prefer to hold on to a nice big cock, though. Like 2 hands to hold one cock. That'd be that's the ideal situation. I know most of you agree. All right, boys and girls, now we're going to read a story called The Wonky Donkey. The Wonky Donkey was written by Craig Smith and illustrated by Katz Cowley. It's going to be a good book because it's from the Scholastic people. You remember Scholastic Book Fair at your elementary school when you were a kid? All right, The Wonky Donkey. I was walking down the road and I saw a donkey. Hee-haw! And he only had 3 legs. He was a wonky donkey. I was walking down the road and I saw a donkey. Hee-haw! He only had 3 legs and 1 eye. He was a winky wonky donkey. I was walking down the road and I saw a donkey. Hee-haw! He only had 3 legs, 1 eye, and he liked to listen to country music. He was a honky-tonky, winky, wonky donkey. Hi, Alicia Markstone. The wonky ass. Yeah, but you know, wonky and ass don't rhyme, so I can see why the author of this great piece of literature made the words rhyme. I was walking down the road and I saw a donkey. Hee-haw! He only had 3 legs, 1 eye. He liked to listen to country music, and he was quite tall and slim. He was a lanky, honky-tonky, winky, wonky donkey. I was walking down the road and I saw a donkey. Hee-haw! He only had 3 legs, 1 eye. He liked to listen to country music. He was quite tall and slim, and he smelled really, really bad. He was a stinky, dinky, lanky, honky-tonky, winky, wonky donkey. I was walking down the road and I saw a donkey. Hee-haw! He only had 3 legs, 1 eye. He liked to listen to country music. He was quite tall and slim. He smelled really, really bad. And that morning he got up early and hadn't had any coffee. He was a cranky, stinky, dinky, lanky, honky-tonky, winky, wonky donkey. I was walking down the road and I saw a donkey. Hee-haw. He only had 3 legs, 1 eye. He liked to listen to country music. He was quite tall and slim. He smelt really, really bad. That morning he'd got up early and hadn't had any coffee, and he was always getting up to mischief. He was a hanky, panky, cranky, stinky, dinky, lanky, honky, tonky, winky, wonky, donkey. That donkey has a pair of shorts in his mouth. Have you ever seen an ass so hungry it eats someone's shorts? I was walking down the road and I saw a donkey. Hee-haw! He only had 3 legs, 1 eye. He liked to listen to country music. He was quite tall and slim. He smelt really, really bad. That morning he'd got up early and hadn't had any coffee. He was always getting up into mischief, but he was quite good looking. He was a spunky, hanky, panky, cranky, stinky, dinky, lanky, honky, tonky, winky, wonky, donkey. That's one fine ass. I was walking down the road and I saw a donkey. Hee-haw! That was the story of the wonky donkey, boys and girls. It was a crazy little donkey. Would you all like to hear one more story? Or do you want to wait for next week? Alicia says, sniffy bumpy. Yeah, walking down the road and I saw a donkey. He liked to listen to country music. He only had 1 eye. He had allergies. He was an ippy, drippy, stinky, stanky, wonky, tinky, tonky, honky, donkey. How about an Addison improv? A story? I don't know if I have. I don't know. Brian, you want one more? Okay, so I'm going to read one more. It's one of my favorites. And then maybe you all can give me a prompt, depending on how quick this apple juice kicks in. You might be able to give me a prompt and a character and I can make up a story. Or it could go terribly wrong. But what are you going to do? Fire me? All right, so I think the apple juice is kicking in because it's getting a little warm in here. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Since a couple people are asking for an Addison original, I'm going to read one more story, but first, I'm going to smoke a delicious tobacco cigarette. So you all give me, let me get my pen. I'm going to write this down, and then after I read this story, I'm going to create a story just for all you boys and girls, because you all are being so nice and so polite and so well behaved. I need you all to give me a place. So you all can just type a place. I know there's a little bit of a delay. Transylvania. Okay, Transylvania, that's the place. I need you to give me the name of a celebrity that you adore. Transylvania. I like Transylvania in a back alley in Baltimore. I'm going to add a back alley too. I'm writing down all your suggestions. I'm going to see how many of them I can get. So I need the name of a celebrity that you love. Jay Rodriguez. Let's see what other celebrities come in. The Naked Queen of England. Ooh, that's a good one, Peyton. Nina likes BTS. I know you do, Nina. Hey, Nina, good to see you. All right, so Naked Queen of England. BTS. All right, I need you to give me oh, Brad Pitt's a good one too. Tom Hanks, Brian? Okay. All right, so celebs that we love. Jay Rodriguez, The Naked Queen of England, BTS, Tom Hanks, Brad Pitt. Now I need you to give me the name of a famous person that you hate. I'm waiting for the comments to catch up. Taylor Swift, I agree, Nina. So Taylor Swift. I see Donald Trump. Azalea Banks. I see Danielle Hunter. Nina, they love Tom Hanks. They couldn't remember his name. America's Dad. What's not to love? Ellen DeGeneres. Okay. It's funny you all are quicker about coming up with names of people that you hate than people that you love, and that kind of concerns me. But you know what? No judgment. So these are people that we hate. Now I need you to give me I need 4 body parts. So everyone just pick some body parts. Spleen. Okay. Penis. Left ring finger. That's very specific. Square titties. Toe, shoulder, liver, ear. Okay. And now, how about an occupation? I'm just making this up as I go along, so the story could either be really, really good or really, really bad. But it is what it is. A proctologist. That's a shitty job. A stewardess. Porn star. Bartender. Unemployment person. Well, a teacher. An OBGYN. Okay. So we've got places, we've got celebrities we love, celebrities we hate, body parts, and occupation. Okay. So I'm going to let these roll around in my head for a minute. So in the meantime, I'm going to read you one more story, and then I'm going to see if I'm drunk enough to create a story that's entertaining out of the shit you just gave me. Female impersonator, what's that? Is that one of those men that dresses up like women? I don't understand that. I support it because I'm a true Christian and I'm not conservative. So I don't judge, but all those men that dress up like women, I don't fucking get it. Okay, so we're going to let that roll around in my head. I'm going to have some more juice. That should help. Okay, I'm going to read to you now a story called The Taking Tree. It's a little bit different than the story that you have all heard growing up called The Giving Tree. This is The Taking Tree. Once there was a kid who spent every day under a tree. The tree was his best friend, which shows what a fucking loser the kid was. The kid used to take twigs from the tree and poke his sister with them. And he took acorns from the tree to whip at old people. And he carved things in the tree that he almost instantly regretted. The kid was a real jerk. Look, the tree says he carved McCain Palin 08 in the tree. I regret those names too. The tree just hated the kid, but she couldn't get away from him. She was a tree. This is where her roots were. One day, the kid took leaves from the tree and started some small fires with them. And one not so small fire. And the kid went away for a very long time. And the tree was very happy. And so were her friends. A pine tree told her, "Girlfriend, that kid is a dog. There's nothing trees hate more than dogs." Many years later, the kid came back, but he was not a kid anymore. He was a teenager, meaning he was an even bigger jerk. He told the tree, "I want to go away to college, but I have no money to pay for it. Will you give me your apples?" The tree said, "I'm an oak tree. I can't grow apples. When have you ever seen me grow apples?" And the kid whined, "Oh, come on. I thought you were my friend." "There's an apple tree right over there," said the tree. "Quit stalling," said the kid. "Is there even a college that takes apples as tuition?" asked the tree. "Just do it," said the kid. And to shut the kid up, the tree actually managed to grow apples. It was not easy. When she was done, the kid said, "You can keep your apples. I just got a scholarship." "Oh, man," said the tree. The boy went away for a very long time, and the tree was very happy. Until he came back. Now he was no longer a kid. He was a very successful businessman, which often happens when little assholes grow up. And the kid said, "I would like to take your branches and build a beautiful home right here in the forest." And the tree said, "Gosh, I really need my branches. And there's a big pile of bricks over there that you could use." The kid didn't even listen. He was already snapping off her branches. And he built a little house right next to her. "Oh, nuts," said the tree. The next day, the house burned down, and the tree was very happy. until she found out that the kids survived the fire. In fact, he insured the little house for $5 million for some reason. And the kid came to the tree with 2 suitcases bulging with money. And he said, I need to get out of here, and I'm in kind of a hurry. Can I cut you down and carve your trunk into a canoe? And the tree said to the kid that she had known for so long, are you out of your fucking mind? You took my branches, you took my twigs, you took my acorns, you took my leaves, you even took my apples, wherever the fuck those came from. You took everything you could take, and I can't take it anymore. Then the tree took the kid's hat and threw it into the river. And she took the kid's credit cards and ordered a bunch of DVDs she had no intention of ever watching. And she took the kid's cell phone and called the cops. How do you like them apples? Said the tree. And the kid went away for a very, very, very long time. And the tree was really, really happy. One day, the kid came back, but he was not a kid anymore. He was an old man. And he said, when I got out of jail, I could not get my old job back. And the tree said, oh, boo-hoo, I'm a weeping fucking willow. I'm no longer a businessman. Now I'm a lumberjack. And the kid took out a big chainsaw. The tree began to sweat, which no tree has ever done before or since. She said, hey, remember the fun we used to have back in? The kid couldn't hear the rest. The chainsaw made too much noise. And when he cut completely through her trunk, the tree fell on him. Now the kid spends every day under the tree. I have no idea if the tree's happy about this or not. And that is the story of the taking tree, ladies and gentlemen. I think the moral of that story is, don't be a fucking asshole. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Don't ever expect anyone to do anything for you. We like to call that the golden rule. All right, so now that I've finished that story, I'm going to see if I can create a story based on the suggestions that you gave me. Once upon a time, there was a very handsome celebrity named Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt always found himself in the city of Baltimore hanging out in dirty back alleys. Brad Pitt always dreamed of meeting BTS in a dirty back alley in Baltimore. But it turns out that he ran into someone that looked very strange and had big, unruly hair, whose name was Donald. Lots of people didn't like Donald because his mouth was too big and he talked too much and he didn't really have a good education. He made terrible decisions. But Brad Pitt was nice and decided that he would try and be friends with everybody. Donald Trump was happy because he was excited to be friends with Brad Pitt. The two of them one day took a very important business trip to Transylvania. And there was a global pandemic that was happening, so they couldn't be as close as friends as they wanted to be. They would only be able to greet each other by touching their shoulders or their toes. Brad Pitt thought that this was kind of strange, and he wondered who Donald Trump was always on the phone with. It sounded like they were medical conversations, so he was assuming he was on the phone with a proctologist because a person of that age usually spends time with a proctologist, but it turns out he was talking to a porn star. So they land in Transylvania. There's no back alleys in Transylvania. So they try to come up with something to do to keep themselves entertained. They end up walking into a bar, and they talk to a bartender who is very pretty. Brad was unsure of what happened, so he spent most of the time at the bar by himself because Donald Trump and this bartender went away into a back room that was similar to a back alley, which tells you the type of establishment that this was. Not 5-star reviews on Yelp. So Brad Pitt was sitting there in a dirty bar in Transylvania while his friend Donald Trump was off with some floozy bartender. And in walks 5 of the most gorgeous Asian men that he had ever seen in his life. He knew that they looked familiar, but he couldn't tell from where, because in America, lots of people aren't familiar with who they are. And they introduce themselves, and they're in a singing group called BTS. Instantly, Brad Pitt fell in love with BTS. The next one was more beautiful than the previous one. They were all so polite. They were so handsome. They were singing. They were dancing. They were even paying for the fucking drinks, which is a fairy tale ending. It was time for Brad Pitt and Donald Trump to come back home to America, but Donald Trump apparently got into some kind of shady business overseas and was unable to make his flight back home. So Brad Pitt decided that because Donald Trump was so smart, that he would just go ahead and let him figure out his own way back home. So Donald Trump invited his new friends, BTS, back to America. And because they were so nice and polite, they got on the flight and they were coming back home. Imagine all of BTS and Brad Pitt's surprise when they boarded the plane and they were greeted by the captain, who was Tom Hanks, doing a revival of his role in the movie Scully, about the pilot that landed the plane in the Hudson River. So they felt like they were in very safe hands. I'm also really, really drunk, so I don't know where this is going. But they all flew, and one of the very polite stewardesses of this private airline came down and offered them cocktails and soda and peanuts and popcorn and pretzels, unlimited, because they were the most loved people in the entire world. They had a safe journey back to the dirty back alley in Baltimore, where BTS and Brad Pitt fell madly and deeply in love, and they all lived happily ever after. I think I covered a lot of it. I'm not sure if the plot was really up to par, but you know what? I drank an entire bottle of wine in about 10 minutes, so fuck it. If you like that story, great. If you didn't like that story, you all made it up, so it's your fucking fault. Boys and girls, that about wraps up Drag Queen Storytime After Dark. Just to recap, we read The Taking Tree. We read The Wonky Donkey. We read Show Me Your Cock. We read Would You Like to Play with My Pussy? All literary classics. And we made up another literary classic that luckily, because of the technology that's currently available, will live on my YouTube channel forever and ever and ever. All about the handsome Brad Pitt and BTS and the evil troll Donald Trump. That story might end me up on an FBI watch list. I'm not sure, but you know, if I'm not leaving my house, I'm definitely not answering the door for people in suits, unless they look Mormon, because I've seen movies about that. But so that's the end of Drag Queen Storytime. I want to let you know Wednesday right here on Facebook Live, I'm going to be doing the Quarantine Cocktail Happy Hour with Jason James. Let's keep an eye out for that. Thursday, I've got the Quarantine Quiz Show powered by Impulse Group Orlando and Scott Benson Realty. I literally still have probably $2,000 worth of prizes to give away. So trivia is absolutely free to play from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The very gorgeous April Fresh is going to be joining me on the Quarantine Quiz Show to do a round of 80s music trivia. So make sure you tune in for that. Saturday, we're going to be doing our prize raffle giveaway. So I've got all the names from 2 weeks ago that didn't get to pull their prizes, and also all the high scorers and tippers from last week, in addition to all the people that we're doing for this week. So because there's going to be extra people pulling, I have added 4 top tier prizes. So there's 4 top tier prizes total. I've got video game systems. I've got $300 worth of gift cards. I've got a Samsung virtual reality headset. I've got, I mean, so much. I've got an Amazon TV Fire Stick. I've got literally, you name it, I've got it. I've already given away a Nintendo Switch to Tim Stevenson, who's here right now. I've given away an electronic scooter. I've given away a drone. So there's fantastic prizes to be won thanks to my fantastic sponsors. So I hope to see you then. In the meantime, I want you all to take care of each other. Do something nice for someone else. Make sure you wash your hands. Wash your ass. Just wash everything. The whole reason that we're experiencing this is because people are fucking dirty. So if you do all the things that we learned in kindergarten, you should be fine. Don't leave the house unless you absolutely need to. I know lots of states are considering opening things back up. It's not safe to leave. So, I mean, you all are grown, make your own decisions, but if they tell me June 1st I can leave the house, I'll be leaving the house on June 15th. Girl, I'm gonna, whatever the date is, I'm giving it 2 more weeks. So just be smart. I know you all are smart because you follow me. So just, you know, do the right thing. Do your best. Keep clean. Make good choices. I'll see you all later. Bye.